Hi, this is Rabbi Andy Koren from Temple Emmanuel in Greensboro, North Carolina, with the third installment of this year's Pearls of Elul. And while we started with one of the stories, I think the only story that gets told from the Hebrew Bible during the high holidays, namely the story of Jonah, and then we went to King David on the second day. For the third day, I actually want to go back to the beginning of the Torah because we have a story there. It's a story of tremendous going against what God had asked of us. And that story takes place in the Garden of Eden and it has many, many interpretations to it. In fact, it's one of the more told stories, maybe universally so, not just in the Jewish world, but beyond the Jewish world, the story of Adam and Eve, as well as with the snake in the garden. God says to them, don't eat from the fruit of this tree. And of course, they go ahead and do so. So you'll see that I've shared with you a story, and that story has a little bit of a different turn than other stories that get told about the Garden of Eden. And I love this Jewish take on the story. And I love the way that it incorporates what are some of the things that we take out of the Garden of Eden. Well, look, spoiler alert. Actually, no spoiler alert. I'm not going to tell you the story. But I want you to think about what are some of the ways that we respond to the mistakes that we make, those moments where we have turned against what has been given to us as directions and directives, without necessarily, one of the things I like about this story is it's kind of a silver lining story. And we know that there are moments in our lives that we make mistakes and there are tremendous consequences, like the Garden of Eden. And there are other times that in retrospect, we look back to things and maybe through all of our regrets, we say, well, here are some of the things that we can account among our lessons learned and ways that we are reminded of our growth. What are some of those stories in your life? What are some of the things that we take with us out of our proverbial Garden of Edens that allow us to go forward, to recognize that things change, but also to learn and to grow from our mistakes? May that be what we do during this time as we lead up to the high holidays this year. Let me know what you think about this story. You're welcome to leave a comment here or even come on in and talk, or we can talk about it at any time. I send my blessings and best wishes.